The next topic that I want to talk about is stress in learning. Chances are that, and this is probably going to be a pretty quick video, just because I want to touch on it, but it's not a huge thing. Just be aware that if you're having struggles at home, if you're having struggles at work, whatever, there's all these other stressors. Chances are that it's going to create a tough time for you to be able to learn. So if there's a stressful thing that you can get rid of first before you go into a learning situation, great. Some of the smaller ones are, oh man, I stink or whatever, and you realize you stink. Go shower before you train, so you don't have to worry about the stressor of wondering if people are going to think that you smell or not. Those seem really dumb, but that's something that if it's going to eat at you, try to take care of that as much as possible before you go to train, because you want to be in a good mindset. Now the other ones, like the business stuff, things like that, try to take care of those as much as you can, but also at the same time understand that you don't use it as a crutch, if you will, but understand that if something else in your life is taking precedence to your learning Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, be it a tough thing or at work, or maybe you're having a fight with your spouse, like I said, understand that for that particular time might be a struggle for you to learn, and don't necessarily blame it on not being able to understand that. Take a second and look and say, okay, are there any other stressors in my life that are maybe inhibiting me from learning this? Because if you're sitting there and your coach is talking about a technique or whatever, and you're sitting in the back of your mind thinking about maybe a financial situation or a spousal situation, things like that, chances are you're not thinking about the technique or whatever. They talk about your attention and people being able to multitask, and actually that being kind of a false, where you're switching your attention to one, switching back, switching it to one, switching it back, and then you're really only operating at 50% of your capacity there, being able to learn. So that gets really tough. So like I said, really all I wanted to point out with this video is the fact that if you are getting stressed about that, if it's something small, try to take care of it. If it's something big, understand that it's probably the stress that you're going through at that particular time, not necessarily the technique that you're learning, or the move or sequence that you're going through. And that'll happen a lot of times too, when you're having a rough day and you just go to grapple. That can be one of the best things in the world, because it gets your mind off of it and you feel really happy. But it also can be one of the worst things in the world, where you go out there and you're like, man, I got absolutely pounded today, or beat up today, and that didn't help me at all. And like sometimes that's going to be the case, and it's going to set you back further. But as much as you can, try to put yourself into a good mindset when you go out there to roll, because it's going to help. Is if you have a rough day and then you go out there and roll, and things are, you get absolutely beat up on, that makes it way worse. I joke with my wife all the time that she had a rough day at work and things like that, and I'll say, yeah, I did too. The only difference is that when I did, I got beat up on, and it's both mental and physical pain. So, but that being said, a lot of times I've had rough days, and I would get a good rolling session in with somebody, and just feel absolutely great. So maybe that's what I'm saying. Maybe try to, when you're having those rough days, stressful days, try to pick your top 2 or 3 best people to roll with, and roll with them. Ones that that are going to be a fun roll, a good roll, not necessarily maybe a competitive roll. So